Okay, it says I'm live. Maybe this will work. I don't know. Hello, beautiful people. Will it? I don't know. Always a fun part to try to edit out of this. So, I don't know. I got a new setup. So, hello, people. Let me talk to the camera for today. I'm Kirsten Peck. I am the author of the book, Betrayed by Trump. Here it is. You can see it. Yes, let's put it up here so you can see it. Awesome. Here's the book. Okay. So the book is a reading teacher's guide to help you figure out current events and what's been happening in the world of our American democracy here in the United States. Okay. I have put together the graphic organizers and some questions for you to consider yourself, to think through your values, your family's history, your dreams, your talents, your future that you are able to create yourself here living in the United States of America. Because it is up to us individually. Each person creates our own lives, and being able to tap into our best strengths is what I am here helping people do. Okay. So yes, it is a little bit of a political breakdown because it has gotten all confused. And yet we have the ability to organize our ideas using some graphic organizers and solve some really big problems, because if we keep fighting about it, it's going to keep getting worse. So let me check here who keeps texting me, because I'm trying to get this conversation started. Okay. Awesome. So I am here doing this MAGA exit countdown. This is week number 10. I've been here for 8 weeks already. I can't believe how the time has flown. Look back through the archives to see all of the episodes, because it's been a training program to help people really get back to their own ideas and your own, like I said, your true gifts and beliefs. Okay. So the cost today, exit 10, we're at 10 weeks. And I want to focus today on the money. I'm talking about your money, your bank account, your credit card balances, and your future ability to have a fantastic life. Okay. And so I've got here, let me refresh a few of the resources here with the MAGAcompass.com. That is the best place for you to start with this values judging. Are you comfortable today? Is it really better or not? Your question and answer tool for you to use. Okay. Because if it's not what you expected it to be, we have to figure out how to get back and make it perfect for everybody. Because right now, when you look at the statistics, the rich are getting richer, and everybody else that's below that $1 million mark is not. I don't have $1 million. I'm not doing better in this economy. And I'm the one that's standing here saying we have to talk about this. Okay. And so this is about your family's future. And I want to talk here about this time continuum of going from the past to the future, and that we're standing here at this very delicate point. It is a very right now moment of the present. Which way are we going to go? Is it going to continue with this MAGA movement, with the policies of Donald Trump? And is that what you really want for the future of the United States? Okay, because yes, the MAGA compass is the beginning way for us to get through this. It's back to finding our direction. Everybody, we all have to talk. It's a round table of peace. All the voices have to be heard. All the voices deserve respect, and all of the voices have to talk and vote about what we all want to agree on. It's about finding commonality. And so I'm taking this week as the money commonality. And I'm asking you to do your own testing, take your own notes, keep track of the score these next 10 weeks until we go vote. Because my point is that by the time you get to that voting booth, you're going to be strong enough and confident enough to pivot out of the group, out of the gang, out of that mindset that they've got everybody controlled under. Okay. It's a gang. Go back and look at episode 15. 15 weeks is the deep dive on the gang. Okay. So do the testing yourself. I'm setting up and reminding you about these testing tools so that the emotion comes out of it. The facts go down on facts. They're proven as true. It's different from somebody's opinion. You know this. Someone's opinion is what they think. A fact can be proven as true. It's concrete. It has evidence that's proven as true. Okay? So one way here is to look at your budget, to actually write down and make your budget. How much money is coming in? How much expenses are going out? How much is that phone bill every month? Because if you're spending more than you're making, that's a problem. That's a problem. And we have to talk about it. You can't run and hide, because the more you run and hide, the worse the problem gets, which is what's happening. So your budget, this is the nitty gritty. And I used to have a friend, she would cry. She'd get a bill and she'd start hyperventilating and would cry because she didn't have the money. And it took me then being really kind of mean one day to sit her down and say, hey, look, we got to talk about this. Because as it was running, she was spending way more than she made. She was running on this paranormal like craziness of anxiety. And when it came down to the reality of the things that she was going to have to give up in order to make the anxiety stop, that was something she could handle. That was a conversation we needed to have, because it turned out her acrylic nails and her obsession with her Jeep being spotless and waxed every minute of every day was costing her hundreds of dollars a month that she didn't have. So those are vanity things that she said she needed to be happy. But when the cost of your happiness is your anxiety, I don't really think those fingernails are going to do it for you. I really don't. And that's this piece that people have to come to grips with, and you're honest, check yourself, your budget, because it's your income and it's your expenses. And if you want your income to go up, then get more training to be better qualified for a better position. That's how this works. Okay? And then the same thing, let me get you back to a simple pro and a con. Here's another good one. Take the time just to draw the list, make the T-chart. On one side are the good things and on the other side are the bad things. And genuinely make that list. Because when you're running around and you want to do something because you're running around being emotional, you want something, you're emotional, you're going to jump and go do it, but then you're not going to have the money later. So was it really worth the fun time then? This is what people have to figure out. So here's a pro and a con. This one's simple. Then it gets more complicated. Let's go more complicated. This one you've seen. You have to put your judging criteria in a column. Let's see if I can do this one backwards. Put your column together. Not all of them are going to be the same. Some of them are more important to you than they're more important to me. So that's when you can get into these assignments and percentages, and you can say that's twice as important or that's 5 times more important. And then organize these. Which one really is going to help you better in the long run for you, yourself? not what everybody else says, not this whole they said this, they said that. Stop it. All the labels that everybody's putting on each other. So this other piece in here I want to talk about is the opportunity cost. Yes, there's something called an opportunity cost. It's not really a dollar amount. It's more of a feeling. It's more of like the door opening for you. So the opportunity cost of doing something is that extra value or that extra meaning. And it's also the loss. You lose opportunities when you don't do them, when you ignore certain things or you choose to not do something. That's an opportunity cost. So it's an interesting point right now today that I'm at, and I'm back here to my pivot point. My pivot point right here. Right here. Right here. Because the pivot point is going to be either all kinds of opportunities that are going to be available to you if you are going to make the change in the pivot, or it's going to be the opportunities that you lost because you did not pivot. And if you don't pivot, you're going to keep getting more of the same that we have now. So this is this question point for people to honestly check themselves. And I appreciate that the party and the rallies are fun. I understand. I'm doing something to make it this fun. I have my own hat. I have my own pep rally. I am my own cheerleader. We're making our own masks. Okay. We're doing whatever it's going to take in order to refigure out our common goals, our common American dream. Because at the end of the day, when this comes down, here's how this is coming down. It's thousands of years old. Look up the history of what happens to civilizations and to organizations and businesses that just blow it up. They take all the money themselves. Julius Caesar lost the entire world because of his bread and his circus and because of his corruption. And that's the legacy of Julius Caesar. And I want to talk about Augustus Caesar because now this is the end of Augustus. And I'm back here now to Augustus because Augustus came 200, 300 years later. It took 200 years of destruction in order for another Caesar to say, we got to try something different. And he did. He named himself first citizen. He was the first citizen of the democracy. He looked out for the people. He went back to rebuilding the roads and rebuilding the aqueducts so that people had water. The aqueducts and the water, that's 2,000 years of problems. So be like Augustus Caesar. Let's build the water aqueducts, okay? I live in Puerto Rico. I'm sitting here where we're having water problems again. So the circles keep going around. And if this is the time to pivot, because we have to pivot, okay? I'm trying to bring the conversation with respect, with truth. I believe those are the foundations that we can rebuild the United States strongest, best country ever. That's the legacy that I believe. That's what I read in the Magna Carta that I read at the archives sitting in Washington, D.C. The Magna Carta, the Declaration of Independence, the Mayflower Compact. The Mayflower Compact said they wanted schools so people wouldn't be ignorant to manipulation. So think about that. Our public schools are back to school now, and the money this week, it's about your budget, your money, your kids going back to school, your kids going to college. What is the future going to be? Because it's up to us today, November 3rd, 10 weeks. Okay, that's my story. This is me. This is my Friday deep dive on week number 10. I've been to Florida. I had to look at the roots, and I'm back because there's a lot of lies and deceptions, and it's not adding up. It doesn't add up. The parking lots are empty. The mall is empty. That's not a big booming economy. That's an empty mall. That's an empty mall. The airport, the Florida Orlando airport, empty on a weekday afternoon in the summer. People used to be flying around having a blast in Florida. Not this August. No, August 20th in Orlando, the airport was empty. That's a problem. That's Florida economics. That's a problem. So the money, this is the 10 weeks. Week 10, share, subscribe. We've got to get this resolved. Okay, I'm here. Thank you for listening. That's enough for today. Deep dive. Get your pencil, take your notes, share, subscribe. We got to get this figured out. Okay, love you. Bye. Thanks for listening. Now, how do I turn it off on the desk cam? I'm like, okay, off, stop. I don't know. Goodbye. Bye. This will make it stop. Okay. I'm going to make it stop. Bye.